Hey everybody, we're here today with Steve Stevens, and I gotta tell you, this is gonna be amazing. We're gonna do some tone printing, and just want to say first off, thank you very much for...
Thanks for coming by and bringing all these cute, colorful little boxes.
We are gonna have a blast.
Yeah, great.
So before we get started, why don't you just tell us basically, I mean obviously we know what you've done. I mean, you'd have to be, born under a rock to not know, but what are you doing now?
Let's see, we finished 7 months on the road with Billy Idol at the end of 2010, and we're writing some stuff for a new album. I'm going to be doing a solo record this year, and then we're back out on the road in October, and my wife and I got our feet wet in the reality TV stuff, and so it looks like we're going to be doing some more of that.
Great, so she should have an album out too then, right?
She's got a band now.
There you go.
She's in.
That's it, you guys are well on the way.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Let's just talk a little bit about your gear. What is your normal setup? Let's say Billy Idol gig, perfect example. Are you pedal board? Are you rack? How do you like
a little bit of both. It's a Dave Friedman system. Dave's company is Rack Systems, and all the pedal stuff is mounted in a rack with shelves, and it's brought in and out through a switching system.
Use a GCX or Bradshaw?
No, it's a Access. It's not even a company that's around anymore. It was a Canadian company, but the actual pedal switcher is a Skystrip. Do you know that?
No, I don't.
It's a Norwegian company. I think I was the second person to have the switcher after the Edge. Now I see a couple of other people. You can always recognize it's got a blue thing. But I only wanted it because you could actually see the names of the songs on there.
Oh, so it actually, okay, good.
Yeah, because the Bradshaws are only numbers and banks and stuff.
Same as the...
And, I'm 51 years old. I can't remember what's bank 5. I need to...
It's reminding me to go to the bank.
Yeah, right.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what's your basic pedals?
Let's see. In there's some full tone stuff.
Okay.
Let's see what the boost pedal is always being changed around. What did we last have? I think it was a full tone, maybe an OCD.
OCD?
Yeah, it seemed to be the one that worked well. Not any distortion pedals. It's a multi-amp system, so I use Dave Friedman's Marshall amp as my main kind of lead sound, my heavier sound, and then it switches to a OD100 custom audio, which is originally was a Bradshaw design, but now it's built by John Suhr. So
nice.
And that does my cleans and my slight gains.
And we'll put the Dave Friedman and the John Suhr stuff up their website. So that's it. Sure. Okay, so let's. Next question would be: when it comes to pedals, do you like a lot of knobs, a lot of tweaking, or are you just basically set it, leave it alone, and walk away, and you're good?
As long as it sounds good, I don't care how many knobs are on there. I'm not, here's a bit of trivia. Right before I got the gig with Billy Idol, 1981, I auditioned for a job for Electro Harmonix.
Wow.
So they held an audition on 48th Street in New York, and like 250 people went. And the gig was they put 5 pedals in front of you and said demo them, right? So, but I never heard from them. And then I got the gig with Billy Idol, and then they ran an ad in the Village Voice looking for me, saying where we lost your number or something like that. And I called Michael Matthews back, and I said, I'm honored that I got that job.
Great.
But
So did they hook you up with any stuff? That's what I want to know.
I think they did. They gave me like a memory man or something.
Of course.
Like that. Yeah. So I've always been into gear. Always been into pedals. When I was a geeky kid, I've got that Craig Anderson. Is it Craig Anderson?
Yep.
Book. Built some stuff. So the technology side of it doesn't scare me.
Okay, so I have to ask you the ray gun.
Mm-hmm.
So this is probably going over waters more than once tread about. How did that actually come about?
We were doing Rebel Yell, and I was just, we didn't want it like a standard guitar solo thing. It just didn't fit for the track, and I was just mucking around, and I had collected toy ray guns and stuff, but the inspiration for that was really Tommy Bolin, because he used to do that thing on the Echoplex, where he'd let a note feedback and then he'd sweep the
filters.
Yeah, so I didn't have an Echoplex, so I thought, well, how am I going to make this my own thing? You know, just so that some sort of sonic blast happens in it, and it just, lo and behold, the toy ray gun thing. I think I was just at home, just playing or something through a pig nose. That's about all I had. One Les Paul and a pig nose at home, and just had this ray gun, and the guitar was on, and I had it. I went, wait a minute! I hear it through the pickup, and as it got closer to the pickup, and I thought, oh. And the only thing that I do with those is I opened it up, found where there's one resistor in there that I just dicking around, put a potentiometer, unhook the resistor, put a variable potentiometer to vary the rate. So that's.
Do you still have that ray gun?
No, I don't have the original one, but I have one that's like my prize. It's my recording ray gun. I have my tour ray gun and my recording ray gun. But,
that is good.
Yeah.
So I always thought it was a PCM that you use live. I mean, I always thought there was.
No, there's some delay on it, but it is actually a ray gun.
But it's actually
yeah.
Amazing. Well, all right, last question, then we'll get down to some excitement here. What excites you most about the fact that you're gonna actually be able to tweak sounds? Does that mean?
Well, the built-in lack of obsolescence is great. I think you brought that up.
Yeah.
But that's great because you as you said, you get a pedal and it becomes your favorite for a while, and then 6 months down the line there's something else, and that pedal gets put on the shelf or something. So this is cool because you can actively design. Basically, you're your own designer, aren't you?
And you just if it doesn't sound good, or if it's obsolete, it's because you haven't taken the time to spend a little time on it. But I do got to say that you are above everybody else I know, because we put stuff in shoe boxes. You have your own. You have your own boxes built for pedals.
Yeah, but it's cool. I mean, it's and there's a certain thing about. I've done presets for amps. I did something for Line 6 for their Spider valve, and I like the fact that people can go buy something in the store and get a sound that you put your stamp of approval on. Right.
What was your musical influences growing up?
Well, I started playing guitar when I was 7½, and didn't get an electric guitar until I was 13. So, believe it or not, I started with all acoustic stuff. James Taylor, Joni Mitchell, Leo Kottke, John Fahey, stuff people would never realize. But primarily, I mean, the acoustic background for me has really served me well. Because when you think of things like Eyes Without a Face, they're acoustic-based songs. And I still, I did a whole flamenco record. So I'm still, I'm still grateful that I have that basis of being an acoustic guitar player. Then, when the early progressive rock stuff hit, there was a show. I grew up in New York, and there was a show on WNEW called Things from England, and that was every Friday. And they'd bring you The Square First Third, First Queen, Keep Yourself Alive, and but that early English prog stuff of Genesis and Yes and King Crimson and those because those guitar players utilized jazz and classical and all this other stuff that wasn't just blues based, and it was all the stuff that I was learning as a guitar player, but couldn't figure out how to put in a rock band context. And then when I heard Steve Howe doing Roundabout with classical guitar as the intro, and then fuzz guitar, psychedelic guitar, that was it for me. So Steve Howe really was my guy. I had all the posters up, and I've seen Yes play probably a dozen times, but
all with Steve?
No, I've seen them with Trevor Rabin as well, which was a whole, it's great stuff. But to me, the classic Yes lineup is classic Yes.
What did you think when you first heard Fripp, Blue, and those guys? Was it just?
Oh yeah, I mean I saw them on, and when I saw that version of the band, because I've done 2 records with Tony Levin, and I said to Tony, I saw an incredible show at the Savoy in New York, and said that's probably the best show we ever played. And when I saw Adrian at this last NAMM show, So I was at that Savoy show, and Tony said, yeah, that's the best show we ever played.
He said the same thing?
Yeah, it's great.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I love inventive guitar playing.
That's what I was going to say. The ray gun would
Yeah.
just be kind of like right along the lines with those.
Yeah, I mean, I you know, I was fortunate that just at the time that I picked up a guitar was when, you know, cool synthesizers were coming about and mini Moogs were showing up.
Have you ever tried the Roland guitar synth?
No, I haven't. No. Oh, the Roland guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I have the latest one. I just did something with them, a demo for it, and now they've adapted the VG stuff into the guitar synth. So, but yeah, I mean, the one cool keyboard I've have here is a Moog Voyager. You know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Say no more.
Yeah.
Cool. So now that you've done these pedals, is this something that can you see the future of where this technology could actually? I mean.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, the cool thing is that it does, you know, to another person buying this. I mean, I've got the luxury of having, you know, worked on my sounds with TC here, with you, kind of guiding me through it. But the luxury is that, you know, the fact that someone buying it can also, you know, download sounds and download presets of other players that they may admire, or, you know, just...
Do you think you would download a sound of a player you admire?
That's the first thing I'm going to do, man. Absolutely. That's well, the thing that sold me, I've got one of the Digitech 11 racks, and the first thing that they did is they sent me one to check out, and I downloaded all the presets of the other guitar players who had...
Came before you.
Yeah, and that's what sold me on it, you know, because... I want to hear what other people here can do with it. I'm not.
Have you done your own presets on the?
Yeah, I did, and they actually come with a unit now. There's a preset pack.
What amazes me is I thought that was it until.
Yeah, they're two different beasts.
Yeah.
The Axe FX is so deep that I mean, I have heard people that get it and they're just lost on it.
Oh yeah,
you know?
you've got to definitely, like we talked about, it's getting under the hood, but like
Yeah,
climbing inside there.
When you start talking about, you know, downloading reverb impulses into it, and using different you know, microphone placements, I mean, that thing is so, you could lose a weekend on that.
It's crazy. That's where technology's going. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I greatly appreciate you, my
thanks so
friend.
much, man.
I mean,
I learned a lot here. Yeah, this is good.
So did I. The Through Zero.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.